Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass still in office? How much more of their destructive decision-making masquerading as leadership are we going to tolerate? It's time to take back our community and our state and put the power and the privilege in the hands of competent leaders whose goals are to protect us and the way of life this nation was founded upon and promises to offer. That's all.
So this is directed to Governor Newsom. I got some questions for you. I keep watching you to see what you're going to be doing. And it feels like you have an identity crisis, like you don't know who you are. 1 minute a year ago, Trump is a horrible person. Kamala's going to win. Biden's going to win. I have no interest in running for office. Never, not at all. I love being a governor. And then this year, Trump wins. Then you say, oh, I got to start a podcast.
Yes, I don't always like to talk about Gavin Newsom. If you've been following this channel, you realize you hardly see clips. I'm talking about him. Newsom new tactics on X, struggling to mock President Trump with juvenile memes and all caps run. Newsom thinks he's clever by mimicking Trump's style to throw him. This video exposes the hypocrisy and the desperation behind this approach. I've seen a lot of people reacting to it, and it is extremely concerning. Some say we should ignore him. Some say President Trump should reply him. Now he is bringing another one. Oh, Newsom derangement syndrome. That is what Gavin Newsom is. If you are criticizing him like the president, this is what Gavin Newsom will say. I don't know if he thinks this is the best way.
So this is directed to Governor Newsom. I got some questions for you. I keep watching you to see what you're going to be doing. And it feels like you have an identity crisis, like you don't know who you are. 1 minute a year ago, Trump is a horrible person. Kamala's going to win. Biden's going to win. I have no interest in running for office. Never, not at all. I love being a governor. And then this year, Trump wins. Then you say, oh, I got to start a podcast. America's going to the center. We got to find out to talk to the center. So you go and talk to all these Republicans. You talk to Bannon, you talk to Kirk, you talk to a bunch of them. And then California pro happens because of ICE. So now this is an opportunity for you. Listen, no kings. We don't want a king. Trump's never said about being a king. And now you're trying to be Trump when Newsom was right about everything with the hat and all this other stuff. Who are you? Who's your marketing person? This is the most embarrassing campaign. Everybody's watching. Kamala was already the most embarrassing loss in the history of Democratic Party for as long as I've been around watching this stuff. But I'm really watching to see what you're doing. And let me tell you from what perspective I'm coming from. I'm coming from just watching a competitor from a side that maybe I don't agree with politically. I don't know what you're trying to do. But whoever's on your marketing team, whatever advice they're giving you, this is probably worse than Kamala's campaign we saw. Trump said no tips. Kamala next week said no tips. Trump is right about everything. He wears the hat. You post and pin the hat all the way at the top that you were right about everything with the red hat. You understand, like, imitation is the ultimate level of flattery. Like, you're showing so much respect for Trump, it's not even funny. I think it's a good idea for you to take a time out for maybe a month and go find out who the hell are you. Everybody knows who Trump is. We know who he is. We know what he stands for. We know what he's been about since 2015, 2016. We know even what Bernie Sanders is. We even know where AOC is. Nobody has a clue. Who the hell are you? Gavin Newsom. Respectfully, I'm curious, as well as a lot of people around the country are curious to know who is Gavin Newsom.
Okay, so Gavin Newsom has decided.
Yes, what he said on this video is nothing but the truth. I really wish if the guy can even listen. Someone told me if you see an enemy or your opposition drowning like this, is to allow them to continue. This is just for the sake of putting out videos for people to understand exactly what is going on. Listen, I'm even doing this. Gavin Newsom adoptions of a Trump-style bombastic social media strategy characterized by all cap posts and exaggerated rhetoric risks alienating moderate and independent voters who may view it as immature or divisive, potentially undermine his credibility as a serious contender for the 2028 presidential race. While it gaining attention and energized some Democrats, this approach could backfire. nothing but the truth. You know, now he is getting that attention he wanted, but a lot of people are seeing it differently. They see him as a fake person.
Okay, so Gavin Newsom has decided to hire 2 young whippersnapper press people who look a lot like the Karine Jean-Pierre press pool. Like the people she was using in her press office who look like these, weird hats and strange haircuts and like the Rainbow Coalition. So he's hired 2 of those folks to write his tweets, and here's an example of where it's going. His entire tweet feed has turned into imitations of what might be a Trump tweet. For example, wow, in all caps, wow, what an honor on Mount Rushmore. Thank you, -GCN, with an image of Newsom on Mount Rushmore. Then there's a poster image of Kid Rock pointing like Uncle Sam. It reads, Kid Rock wants you to support Gavin Newsom. Captioned on X, I accept -GCN. Kid Rock, by the way, replied, saying the only support Gavin Newsom will ever get out of me is from D's nuts. Here's another one. Scott Pressler, who registered, speaking of Republican registrations, who basically turned Pennsylvania red with his voter registration efforts, or got, very, very close. He posted a video about it, and Gavin Newsom's office responded saying, thank you, Nancy Mace, calling Scott Pressler Nancy Mace. Scott Pressler has very, very long hair. Nancy Mace doesn't, so I don't know. It doesn't really work for me. And then somebody on Fox responded saying, you're kidding me, right? You're constantly raving about protecting people, and now you use your official press office to troll conservative and call him a woman. In response to which the press office replied, you sound woke. All right, here's another one. This is all caps, not even JD Just Dance Vance can save Trump from the disastrous maps war he has started. Not even his eyeliner lines look as pretty as California map lines. He will fail, as he always does. Sad. And I, the peacetime governor, our nation's favorite, will save America once again. Many are now calling me Gavin Christopher Columbus Newsom because of the maps! ! Thank you for your attention to this matter. GCN.
There's a new game being played by Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is now trolling Trump. I've never seen a Democrat do this. I think it's very funny. Can you show some of the Newsom tweets that he's been putting out there? Okay, he's imitating Trump's exact style. I mean, like this is Newsom, and he will fail as he always does. Sad.
Yes. When I watch Democrat reacting to this, some are extremely excited, especially in Congress. But foolishly, they don't understand the repercussions of this. And I'm glad that they started very early, to drag this, so a lot of things will actually come out. People will realize, they will see the truth. This is actually even worse than what Kamala Harris was doing. If you remember, during the campaign period, Trump announced no taxes until Kamala got up the next day, did the same thing. Voters saw it. They didn't care about whatever thing these people were putting out. And they saw the end result at the polls. So when you try to do this every single time, thinking you are doing something better, you need to rethink, because people understand the kind of politics. If you saw at the beginning of the video, Patrick Bet-David asked an important question: who are you? People want to know Gavin Newsom as this, and follow him based on who they see. He is running away to use California to do